Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. First of all, I would like to thank all of you who watched my previous video with my favorite coloring pages in the hardback books. That video was well received. I had a lot of views, a lot of nice replies, a fair few new subscribers, so that's super motivating and it made me so happy. And now I'm super motivated to show you my favorite pages in my softcover books. I think I will do 2 videos because I have quite some pages to show. I also had for the hardback books, but nevertheless, I have less time to record right now, so it's more convenient to split them up. So without further ado, let's dive straight in, and I'm going to start with Fairy Tales by Emily Lila Hall Oberg. I have selected 2, and the first one is here. And it's this one. And the thing I love about this one is the brightness and the hidden the hidden specialities on the dress, I think, or I don't know how I can call it. It's a paint that turns greenish, but it looks white if you don't put light on top, so that's super nice. I also like these light flowers. I like the fur, although it's not perfect, my mouse fur. It's always nice to try. Of course, there are glossy accents and some shimmer paint, but I really like the color palette for this page. It's harmony, and it's fresh, and it's bright and happy. So that's why I've selected this one. No other special memories attached. And then the second one that I've colored, or that I've selected, sorry, is this one. I've colored it also, of course, but I was so proud of my flowers because it's from 2019. I'm going to take a look at this one. If I did I put a date? I can't find a date for this one. Maybe I'm looking over it, but I don't see a date anywhere. Anyway, this is quite an old one, and it doesn't have any glossy accents on the watch, on the pocket watch. It does have paint, it does have stickles, but yeah, I really like the composition, but those flowers made it for me, and I didn't want to spoil anything by creating a background, because that would have been very difficult, I think. Most of the time I start with my background, but for this one I think I started with the roses, and I decided to leave it like this. So very happy with those 2. Next book, The Pop Manga Beauties and Beasties by Camilla Derrico. Selected 1 in this book, and it's my Spider Lady. And I've selected this one because I think it's one of the first times that I played with my granulating watercolor. I think it's the White Nights. I must say, it doesn't react very well on all paper, and it did react extra because I did put on salt. So the salt creates these type of textures. So, and if I feel it, then it's still salty. You can see it over here. It's salt. I don't like the back of her body, but yeah, I like the little detail on her face. I like her hair. Everything else is to my liking. and yeah, her body, oh well, yeah. So that was this one. And next up we have Hansel and Gretel from Fabiana D'Attanasio. I'm saying her name right, Attanasio, yes. I've selected one. And it isn't a very special one, but I remember having so much fun doing separate kind of skin tones. He looks a bit paler than she does. I had a lot of fun coloring in their hair, especially from little Hansel here. I didn't like doing all the special things beside their picture, but yeah, they had to be done. And I also like that she has a pink border and a nice warm background, and that on his picture it's a bit cooler. So it's just a remembering of having fun with this one, except for all the small details. But the both of the children made up for that feeling. So I really like his hair. I like the highlight it has, and yeah, can't remember which pencils that I've used, but then we have Imaginary Friends by Karolina Kubikowska, and I have selected this one. Also not one to say whoa about, but I remember liking her, doing her hair a lot. I think the highlights are nice, and it's nice that I can play with my brush hole powders on these pages, because the paper is very thick. And I went crazy with shimmer stuff on the butterflies. But yeah, I've chosen this one because of her hair. I really like how her hair turned out. So that was this one. Another from Fabiana Attanasio is The Wizard of Oz. I can't remember what I've chosen. Oh yes, okay, those two pages. This one I think I did a lot with a base layer of water medium. I did it in the special period we were in 2020, and I remember it being very popular on Instagram. And the background isn't ink. Same for this page. Really like that one as well, with her red shimmery shoes. I had a lot of work tracing around the flowers, but I think the outcome is very nice if you look like this. I'm sorry for the lighting. I have bad lighting at the moment, although it's sunny outside. But anyway, the background is a coffee pad. Now I use inks, but back then I didn't have those, and I wanted to give the paper a vintage look or an oldish look. And so I had a coffee pad, and I dabbled with that pad on the paper. Less on the right one and heavier on this one. It's a year difference, those two papers. And as always, I like the sound. Then we have a German coloring book, Feenmalbuch. It's a fairy coloring book. It's as you can see, a fairy. And I've selected a double page spread. Also from 2017, I think. One of my very early colorings, it must have been. I really love this book, and I'm super proud that I did a night sky with glowing flowers, glowing wings. Yeah, I'm very happy with how it turned out. I had the courage to do so. Now I would be scared, and back then I just did something, and it's so nice. I like everything on the fairies, the combinations of their yeah, how do I call it? Their clothing and extra stuff that they are having. So yeah, really yeah, proud of this one because it's quite an oldie, and I've selected it for my courage. Then we are going to Cinderella by Fabiana. I've selected 2. I've selected this one from last year, and I did so because of the usage of my gelatos. I still have to learn them because I don't use them often, but I really like the goldish shimmer that it gives, and also the dreamy effect my stickles have on the page. I can't stand all the details on the clothing or on plants or whatever in these books. I do like the way Fabiana draws her her objects and people and animals without everything filled up. So I've used gouache paint to hide everything. And yeah, I like how bright it looks, how magical it looks, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. It was also very quickly done and lovely page, nice memories. And then the next one is here, not wow, but I like that these 2 are companions. Again, his background is more coolish, her background is more warm, and yeah, I really like how his hair turned out, how her hair turned out. I like the fact that I played with my inks, the oxide inks by Ranger, and I really like the effect when you put water over them. And on the sides here, it's not stickles, it's just a cheap glitter glue above black acrylic paint, because they stick a bit together if I open the book, and I also feel it. But yeah, it was very fun to work on these 2, so that's why I've selected them as well. And then we have Vivi Seeks a Friend or Finds a Friend or Wants a Friend. I'm not sure how the title is, by Maria Troll. And I've selected this one because, again, I had courage to do such a background, and it had a lot of success on Instagram, I remember. I've amazed myself when I look at this, and with all the little light effects. And I didn't do it with gelatos because I didn't have gelatos back then. I think it's Neocolor, I'm not sure. And I did half of the flowers with stickles. I'm amazed by myself, I must say. I did use watercolor for the water because I have stains here. I love stains. So yeah, that's why I've selected this one. Now I'm more afraid. It's so stupid. Just try it and just do it. But now, yeah, oh no, what if I ruin the page? Yeah, well, you will see. You didn't ruin this one, so just try and dive in. I really must learn to do that again. Mermaids and Other Sea Creatures by Camilla Derico. The first one. No, I have another one that comes first. Oh yes, it's this page. Good memories working on this one. Used Brussels powders. I love those. I like the fact that my horse, I hope the camera picks it up. He looks quite just orange, but it's quite a flashy seahorse. And the combination is yeah, doing it for me. It's a nice balance between everything. So yeah, 2019, an oldie. And the other one, definitely not this one, but it's this one. Again, because it's super bright. It's sometimes, I don't know why, but sometimes the balance can convince you to really like a page, and that's what happened with this one, although it's from 2018. And yeah, I'm happy with the light effect here on the horse. It's yeah, and also my splattering. I love splattering on backgrounds. So that was those two in Camilla book. Then we have Pinocchio, The Adventures of Pinocchio by Fabiana Attanasio. And I've selected one. It's my absolutely favorite. I think it's maybe my favorite picture I've ever done. And it's Geppetto. What do I don't like? Nothing. Maybe the candle holder. It's a bit too much, but everything else, his hair, his beard, the fact that his outfit is gouache again. The brown is gouache, this is gouache. This is just white acrylic paint to hide a bit of the black outlines, and then on top with a bit of gray. The wood that I've colored, the sea foam, or I don't know how you call it, but this is, yeah, really a favorite page. And I did it in 2022. It's at the bottom here. Not too much detail on his face, just, yeah, for me he's perfect. I love this picture. Super proud of this one. I didn't do a lot of other pictures in this book. This wow, yeah, makes me happy. Then my very first Pop Manga coloring book. I've selected one, also an old one, 2018, and I selected this because of the background. I think would I fit in Neo 2? Yeah, I at the beginning of my coloring I always wrote down what I've used. I don't do that anymore. But I've used my Neocolor 2 for the background, and I'm super proud of, for the age that it has, how my robot turned out. He has grayish tones, he has brownish tones. I was amazed that I could accomplish that in my early coloring journey. And then I signed my pictures with the avatar that I was using back then, Little Phantom 1975. Little Phantom is Phantoms is my favorite horror book that I've ever read by Dean Koontz. I'm not a big person, so I'm a little phantom because I'm a pale person as well. I have very pale skin. 1975, my birth year. It's next month in May. I'm turning 50. Unbelievable, but yeah. I don't mind. I'm glad that I can turn 50. I don't mind gray hair. I don't have a lot. And if I have some, my hair color is very forgiving. It's not dark, it's not light. So my gray hairs are covered by that color. And if it wasn't, I'm not planning to dye my hair. Did it way back in the past and my hair went dry, and no. I prefer being gray and don't have to bother with paints, but that's personal favor. But I have the luck that I have, it's called Peper en Zout, the hair color that I have. So it's light brown, dark blonde, in between. So yeah, anyway, so me turning 50, did this one in 2018. With the avatar that I use now is just V. It's more easy, and yeah, very happy with this robot that I did back then. Then we have 3 books left. Snow White by Fabiana. I don't know if I told it in the beginning of the video that it was a lot of Camilla and Fabiana, but which one did I? Oh yes, I've selected this one. Super strange maybe, but it's a page without a lot of detail. My trees are quite flat looking, but I remember loving using that shimmer paint for the snow, and I think it was one of my first colorings that I did with the Inktense pencils. And yeah, I had a lot of fun, and yeah, that's why I use it. I'm going to see Inktense, Polychromos, Kuretake, yes, that's and then Signal. And I also used Spectrum Noir, maybe on some parts, but I can't see where. It's a shimmer. And Polychromos, here and there I did some extra shading for the Polychromos, or this is Polychromos, I can't remember the trees. But yeah, it's wintry, it has an atmosphere. I really had fun doing this. It's not a person or an animal, or it's a building. I rarely do buildings, so it was a lot of fun working on this one. Then the Cute and Creepy Coloring Book by Camilla. Oops. Oh yes, this one. At first this was quite a failure because of the background. I didn't like how I do my background, or how I did my background. I've used some acrylic paint, white acrylic paint or gesso, to do the foggy effect. And then I went a bit crazy with red paint for making her scary, and then suddenly she became vivid and lively, and yeah, I liked how her hair turned out at the end. Super proud of this one. Very colorful, very, yeah. I did this in 2022. Very, very much in love with this one. And then the other page that I really like is this one. I think the background was full of little scissors, if I'm not mistaken. I can see one still here, and I don't like backgrounds with that sort of effect. So it's like she's looking through a hole. a scary nurse. Had a lot of fun playing with my back acrylic paint and doing yeah, blood stains and blood on her scissors. She has stickle nail polish, super cool. I like, yeah, the blood effect that I did on her face. I like her hair. I like that she has blood on her hair. It's a super nice, and I did it in October, so it's super nice Halloween picture. Really love it, and I like the effect that she's, yeah, it's like she has smashed my page to look at me and say, hey, you, I'm going to grab you or something. Yeah, super, super, super fun. And then the final book for this video, and it's perfect. It's about half an hour in that we are, and yeah, it's I don't have more time to record anyway, so it's perfect. Beauty and the Beast by Fabiana. I really like the Fabiana books. I don't color in them often because of all the little details, but when I dive in, it's always yeah, with passion, and I like those 2 pages both. I do think that I did my tea stuff again, coffee pad stuff again for the background. Yeah, in 2020 I didn't have my inks, the Ranger inks, the Distress inks, the Oxide inks. Didn't have those, and I just wanted a vintage portrait of both sides. I don't know, I don't think that Belle had any sisters, if I remember the movie correctly, so I don't know who these are, but I really like how they turned out. I like my blue rose on top. Of course, Belle had to have a red rose, and yeah, super nice to do in only browns and grayish tones. Of course, there are always stickles around. So yes, nice memories doing these two in the strange months of 2020. And again, and they feel so nice with the coffee on top. So no, I'm going to leave it open to do my outro, to thank you very much for watching. I hope you had a lot of fun and that you are looking forward to another part. I'm not sure when I will be uploading that one, because I also have to record my finished pages for April. So far, I think I've done 8 or 9 pictures, so yay, super nice. It's possible that the part 2 that I have to record still, of course, comes right after this one, or it can be that my finished pages come in between. I will see how it goes. So anyway, thank you very, very much for watching. Don't hesitate to ask any questions down below, and I hope to see you soon on a new video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.